Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball. We had some historic grand slams going on. A couple big sweeps. Trevor Plouffe calls one team dead. You'll have to listen to find out. Let's talk ball.
I don't think I'm going to call a team dead. Almost.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Charlie Morton.
Byron Buxton.
Oh, the buck stops here. Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball, presented to you by SeatGeek, Code Talkin' 2025. Jake Storielli, Trevor Plouffe, Rob Scirocco producing a John Boy Media production. Should we get one of those noises? I think we've got a new noise this episode. I can't wait for that, Trev. You're going to be surprised. Rob was cooking something up. Huge weekend of baseball. It's May. It's Cinco de Mayo. May the 4th be with you. All the bad fake American holidays. I guess Cinco de Mayo's not. That's a real one. Trev, how are you?
What? Yeah, happy Cinco de Mayo. We're going to get into more of that later. I'll let you know what's going on for that pop. Yes, may the 4th be with you. I did watch a little Star Wars with the kids this weekend. They don't really get it.
Ooh.
Like, I want them into it. It just became a Fortnite thing, so they want to be into the Star Wars world. It didn't grasp them like I thought it might. So we're gonna keep trying.
Which Star Wars did you show them?
I went for the old school.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Episode 4 I started with. You know, that's what you're supposed to start with, which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. I still think they're a little too young to appreciate what Star Wars was at its time. Like, they're so used to cool stuff. They're like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the problem now. There's just so much cool stuff to do and to see. Like, the internet is ruined. Like a beautiful sunset. People are like, whatever. I've seen that online. Like, no.
Teddy's
look at a real sunset.
Teddy's all like, old Star Wars or Daniel Schneemann highlights? And that's what he should be watching. Historic Grand Slam. Trev, let's talk ball, because there's a lot of good series, a lot of guys we got to talk about, a lot of dudes ball, a lot of lit stadiums. The Kyle Stowers audio. We're going to play that. Let's do some American League Baseball. And it starts with the American League powerhouse that's known as the Detroit Tigers. They take 3 out of 4 from the Los Angeles Angels. Casey Mize have a great start to the season. The only thing that got in their way was Kyle Hendricks, who I promise you're going to hear more of, slinging 85 miles per hour up there. But these Tigers are playing amazing baseball. Trey Sweeney and Kerry Carpenter with 4 hits on the final day. Skubal and Neto going at it. I love it. Pumping into my veins. Detroit winning a lot of baseball. Angels, I said I'd treat you fairly for a couple weeks. You've lost a lot. Kansas City Royals, they take 2 out of 3 from the Baltimore Orioles. Couple shutouts in the first 2 games. The Orioles behind Dean Kremer shut them out. Then Bubic in the pen, they shut down the Birds. And here comes a baby bird, Jackson Holliday, 2-homer game. The Orioles, oh no, they give up 7 home runs in the final game and lose the series. Big Michael Massey bomb. Birds, Royals winning. Rays take 2 out of 3 from my Yankees. Max Fried. Where would the Yankees be without Max Fried? The answer is bad. The answer is bad because the Rays, they come back late in game 2. And then Jonathan Aranda. This guy can really hit. Big final day. Rays win 7-5, and they take the series from the New York Yankees in the Bronx. The Guardians, they take 2 out of 3 from the Blue Jays after dropping the first game. Bassett, George Springer with the big hit. After that, all Guardians. Couple big outs from their bullpen. That's what the Guardians do, people. And how about Daniel Schneemann with the 2-homer walk-off salami. Wow, historic. And we saw it. Well, it actually goes with Stowers. Anyways, Guardians take 2 out of 3. Twins, Trev. Twins take 2 out of 3 from the Boston Red Sox. What the Red Sox have been this year. They win a very nice game. Bayo looks amazing. They win game 1. Bregman can't get out. They run into the nightmare Bailey Ober. And how about a dream for Cody Clemens and Raj seeing his son do it at Fenway, unfortunately to the ire of Red Sox fans. And then they lose the final game on Crochet Day. Spinning their wheels, Sox fans. Mariners or not, they're just winning, Trev. They win 2 out of 3. They're having Texas Rangers fire their offensive coordinator, which that's always something. I'll tell you what, Brian Wu is something. You're going to hear more about him later. He had an amazing start. Rangers salvage it on the final day of the series, and they put up runs. That's what they've been looking for. And your last American League Series, well, the Astros, they must have, oh no, the Chicago White Sox take 2 out of 3, and it was almost 3 out of 3, if not for a historic Jake Myers performance. Hey, how about the White Sox? Trev didn't like the unis. I did, so we're kind of beefing on that. Luis Robert is showing up. Where could he be showing up later this season? Maybe somewhere else. Astros, little scary. Go White Sox, go. That's what happened in the American League.
We got to talk about the uniforms, but first, Pop, I know what you need. You need the American League standings, and I got them for you. I'm going to start out east. You asked where your Yankees would be without Max Fried. They'd be 500 because they are 19 and 15. He has 4 stopper starts for them. They are on top of that division. Boston Red Sox, 18 and 18 in second place, 2 games back. So 500 team in second place in the AL East. The Rays, 16 and 18, matching Toronto's record. They are also 16 and 18. And those birds, are they the baby birds anymore? They're not.
Oh, interesting.
They're
not
the
their pitching.
Birds.
Not their pitching.
No.
Those are
grandpa birds. 13 and 20 for the Orioles. In the Central, 2 teams kind of doing it, or 3. Oh, 3 teams. The Royals, okay. Detroit, 22 and 13 atop the division, 1.5 games above the Guardians, who are 20 and 14. The Royals, you're right, man. They just keep on winning. 19 and 16 for them after a pretty bad start. They've been hot, Jake. And then my Twins, 15 and 20. The White Sox, 10 and 24. Out west, Seattle. Okay, Seattle. 20 and 13 atop the division, 2 games ahead of the Athletics, or 19 and 16. Houston, 17 and 16. Texas Rangers. If there's any team that should have an offensive coordinator, it's a team out of Texas. It just makes sense. They're 17 and 18. And then the Angels, who you are mad at, the bottom of the division at 13 and 20. And those are the standings in the American League.
Trev, beautiful standings. Nothing to skim through there. And speaking of Skims, this episode is brought to you by Skims. Let's talk about comfort where it matters. Your biscuits, people, your underwear. Skims, the official underwear partner of the NBA, WNBA, USA Basketball, and the brand known for revolutionizing shapewear has now launched a line of men's underwear. Skims, they've got 3 distinct fabric blends. Find what works for you. Find what you like. Maybe it's the stretch fabric that gives you that perfect fit, or the sport wicks away sweat. Ooh, like that word. Shop Skims Men's at skims.com. Let them know we sent you. After you place your order, select podcast in the survey and select our show in the drop-down menu that follows. Go get yourself some Skims from Trev's neighbor.
You segued me perfectly. I have a story.
Uh-oh.
I have a story.
Yeah?
I'm coming home, I believe, from Teddy's basketball game on Friday, and there's a lemonade stand set up in my neighborhood. And that happens from time to time. These kids, they should be doing it all the time because, man, they're making cheese in these lemonade stands. So we stopped because I see a sister of one of Teddy's teammates who always hangs with my daughter Isla. She's great. So we stopped. For sure, we're gonna get lemonade. Hand her a $20 bill. We get 2 lemonades. I'm like, keep the change,
what?
right? Ball in.
Trev.
So we're doing that, and then we're kind of we're getting ready to leave, and then I look out the side of my car and I see who else is there, and it is the Kardashians and Kim's daughter. So they're running this lemonade stand, and I'm like, okay. And I drive away and I go, I just gave $20 to someone that probably doesn't need my.
You gave the Kardashians $20?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you guys for watching Talking Baseball. We'll just call it. Just call it. We gave it our best, and we landed short. Wow. Okay. Get yourself.
Let's talk some ball.
Let's talk Detroit Tigers. Because Trev, they are currently the best team in the American League. I think with Detroit, it was a question of offense. They are 4th in runs scored. They are 5th in home runs. The pitching is all around elite. Kerry Carpenter is special. Riley Green with two-homer games this past week. Javi Baez, we talked about it last episode because the Friday happened. It's overwhelming, Trev.
I had a lot of questions about Detroit coming into the season, and maybe I was naive, and maybe I have some AL Central bias to the Twins or something, dude. But I knew the bullpen was going to be good. We knew that. That's fine. And we knew like the starting pitching, I had question marks about it because there were some legit questions, but they've been excellent as well. Obviously, we knew Skubal was going to be good. Flaherty, I should have given more credit to because of the success he had in Detroit last year, and then the other guys behind him. They've rounded out a nice rotation. The bullpen's been great as we expected, but it's the offense. You're right, Jake. That is really, I think, changed things in a season outlook for the Tigers. Torkelson getting it going has been great. We talked about Javi Baez. You're right. I mean, look at the slash line: 309, 350, 479.
And where put him wherever you need him.
He's a stud. It's everybody on that team. They are playing excellent baseball, man. And I don't know. I guess I just missed, or they're just playing better than I don't know. I guess I missed. That's the bottom line.
It feels like it's all come together, and we laughed last episode because McKinstry having an amazing year, Baez, like people would have questioned the show if we came on in the preseason and we were like, who's going to be baller? Javi Baez.
Spencer Torkelson.
I mean, we talked about if he should be cut, and now it seems like he's bought in. It seems like the guys are about it. I guess, Trev, we're focused on the hitting because the pitching makes sense, and it's also the best in the American League right now. So as we're saying, okay, Tigers hitting. Well, it is originally fueled from the pitching, and they've been the best.
I also did have Dylan Dingler with an 800 OPS. We're doing it.
Get yourself some.
And then Andy Dirks and Jason Benetti. Do they have just a complete squad?
It's all coming together. Oh,
AJ Hinch, huh?
Dingle Jam, 25. You're in.
You don't want to go into the Neto Scoobs beef?
I'll listen to what you have to say. I love it. That looks like you and me out there.
Look, if you're gonna sit and watch a homer like he did, which was a nice majestic homer, he does that, by the way. Neto can hit some majestic homers. You got to expect Scoobs to do the same thing to you when he strikes you. That the give and take, I'm fine with.
And I think their quotes after were fine with it. That's just a couple of dogs.
Those are dogs. Those are two dogs. Right, give me 9 Netos and 9 Scoobs.
Who wins?
I win because I have those guys.
Oh, you got one team with both of them? I thought they were facing off.
Neto plays all the positions.
I thought they were facing off. That would be a great team. That would be a great team. Trev, I mentioned the Detroit Tigers, and I didn't realize maybe it's just a central year. The Tigers have the best pitching in the American League. The second best is the Kansas City Royals, 8-2 in their last 10. And the boomstick came out. This team that was not homering at all, and it's going to be an interesting thing to see in a couple weeks. Did the Royals get hot, or did they face Baltimore's pitching?
I think it's more of the latter. The homers aren't going to be there for the Royals. That's not the way the offense is constructed. They're going to have to manufacture runs. But every once in a while, you run into a team. Look, I've been on teams like this that just get your offense hot. Maybe they run this, and maybe we're going to see like an offensive output over the next week from the Royals. But yeah, mainly I think what we've been seeing from the Royals, the series they've been winning has been because their starting pitching is legit.
Right.
Their bullpen has gotten the job done when they need to. And the Orioles, they can't seem to find their footing, Jake.
Trev, I'll be honest with so we have a Talking Baseball document that Dalton Feely fills out, and we go through, and there's all sorts of notes. I recommend for any baseball fan, if you're getting lost in the sauce this year, thank you for being with us. Subscribe, all that good stuff. We love you. The MLB has 10-minute recaps that I like to watch, that it pops in, and you get a minute from every game, basically. Quick math there isn't right, but whatever. Trev, I was watching, doing Sunday 10-minute recap, and it's the Orioles, and I see Jackson Holiday homer. Jackson Holiday second homer. And I said out loud to myself, I was like, they needed that. Like, they need another young breakout. They need something to hang their hat on for a little bit. And then when I saw they lost that final game and they gave up 7 homers, I did want to call them dead. There's still too much baseball left, but they're doing everything poorly. Their offensive batting average and on base are bottom 3, and they can't pitch at all. That I don't know what to do with these guys. It might be Jover.
I also don't know. I mean, Kobe Mayo comes up. I don't know if they're looking for an offensive spark there. It's too early to call it a lost season, but it's trending that way. And man, from where we were to where we're at now with these birds over the last couple of years, it's just completely changed. And look, a lot of Orioles fans are going to point to ownership and not going out and spending or making trades. And I think that that's fair as well, because you can't continue like this and expect different things to happen. You need to go out and shake up this roster in a major way, or else we're going to be sitting here in the end of June and they're going to be looking towards 2026. That's not what you want.
Yeah, I know a lot of teams can do this, but they got the problem is, Trev, they have a whole rotation on the IL. Bradish, yes. Eflin, Grayrod, Trevor Rogers, Tyler 100%. Wells. Those are MLB. If that was the Orioles rotation, I think we'd be like, watch out for the Orioles.
But every team knows that there's going to be injuries, so you had to go get some depth, which they did not do.
Yeah, or they tried, and Charlie Morton is getting hit a lot.
Yeah, maybe. Look, if Charlie Morton was pitching like he's pitched in years past, maybe we were talking about what an awesome signing by them. Obviously, he's going to be that. Instead, we're talking about, hey, man, he's 42 years old. Like, obviously, he wasn't going to pitch well this year. Father Time's going to catch up. So, I don't know. I agree. The injuries are obviously a massive part, but the Dodgers also have a ton of injuries, and they still have the best record in baseball.
Whew. Yeah, that's a little apples and oranges, but yes.
It's not though, Jake.
I know.
It's not. They're 2 Major League Baseball teams with billionaire owners. Dodgers, look,
Dodgers are a little.
Let's move on.
Okay, let's talk about the Yankees. And hey, if you want to talk about Max Fried, that's cool. Yankees, talk about depth. The depth of the Yankees is now getting tested. The bottom of their lineup yesterday from 6 through 9 was J.C. Escara, who might not be in a lot of people's books. Pablo Reyes, who might not be in a lot of people's books. It was Oswaldo Cabrera, who, nice guy, and having a solid year. And then it was Oswald Peraza, who also might not be in a lot of people's books. So the second half of their lineup is getting a little thin, a little banged up. And dude, they've got 2 guys in their rotation right now who can't give a quality start. And the Rays did that. Zach Littell looked really good. And they have some beef in their lineup. Aranda, basically.
Yeah, they have also like Chandler Simpson coming on, the speed that he has shown. He comes into pinch hit. What is that? That was in that top of the 8th in the second game. They kind of went awry for the Yankees there. He comes in, promptly steals second and third base. To put the pressure on. So you have to love that. I do want to talk about that. Can we get the Volpe air up, Bobo? I don't know how quickly you can do that. I should have let you know before the show. My bad. I want to talk about that because a lot of people were saying, "Oh, this air on Volpe," but I think Vivas screwed him up.
Oh, okay. There. A little friendly
fire. You see this ball here? Like Vivas needs to be going to the bag right there. That ball's on the shortstop side of second base. Where are you going?
Interesting.
So look right here, like. Volpe typically right there would go field that ball and toss. He sees Vivas, I believe, in the corner of his eye. Now he's like, I have to field this ball change my momentum and go straight instead of, kind of just flipping. And I think it just screwed him up. And obviously that led to the Yankees losing that game. Like Vivas is not where he's supposed to be right there.
Yeah, I think the Yankees needed the double play to get out of it. So I think Volpe knows if maybe Vivas should be there. I'm not going to fight you on that. I think Volpe knows the only chance at the double play is him fielding and throwing that. But it's also Ray's speed, man. That's Caballero getting down the line.
Yeah.
That gets in your head when you're playing the Rays. And dude, Simpson is a different type of speed. He's we were laughing on Talking Yanks yesterday. Like he looks like he's returning kicks or so. It doesn't look like baseball speed. It doesn't look like short and choppy. So yeah, the Rays put pressure on you in that way. And Volpe did bang up his shoulder the play earlier that inning. So a couple things there, but hey, the Rays just snapped an 8-game stretch of scoring 4 runs or fewer. So the fact that they're coming out with a series win in the Bronx, good for the Rays.
I'm also going to be highlighting a few Mexican ball players later on in the show. How about Jonathan Aranda, what he's doing? You mentioned him in passing a little bit, but the slash line's incredible. 316, 414, 561 for the 975 OPS, 178 OPS plus.
It feels like he's always making good contact. Yeah, he's good.
Guy that can play pretty much infield position, pretty much every single infield position.
Jonathan goes around the bases.
Ooh.
Sorry. Okay. That was Chris Rose humor. Speaking of Guardians, Blue Jays. Guardians take 2 out of 3. A little bit of dramatics involved in it. Yeah, I've got a new annoying name, Daniel Schneemann. Second player in MLB history to have a multi-homer game on the road that included a game-winning grand slam with his team trailing and down to its final out. The other was Boston's Babe Ruth in 1919. Yeah, I mentioned we got some facts on the sheet. Trev, what'd you see from your guard dogs?
So talking about Schneemann, I thought it was interesting because in that second game, he puts the Rays. He puts the guard.
He's got a little Rays in him.
Kind of makes sense. Guardians Rays. Puts the guards on the board. They're down 3-1. He hits the solo shot. It was only the second hit of the night for Cleveland. This is how Cleveland wins baseball games all the time, by the way. Just nothing. Then someone comes up and does something. It's crazy. Second hit of the night in the top of the 3-1. Then he comes up in the top of the 9th, hits the grand slam. It's the same exact pitch sequence on both at bats. Got to try something different, Blue Jays. The first was Yimi Garcia, I believe, or was that he the second one? No, first was Chad Green.
Chad and then Yimi, yeah.
Slider for a strike, fastball 95 miles an hour, middle in, homer. Yimi Garcia, curveball for a strike, fastball 95 miles an hour. The exact same location, grand slam. If you pull back both homers, if you want to do it, if you're a Guards fan, go check it out. They are in the exact same location, same sequence, and he's obviously seeing the ball really, really well right there. And that's just, again, look what the Guardians do in one-run games. They play in a lot of them. They know how to win them, and they showed it again this series. They take the series 2 one-run wins. They're a demon. It is crazy watching them play baseball.
Well, and there's a little ripple effect here, too. Jeff Hoffman, who's been so good for the Blue Jays, he pitches back-to-back nights, which gave the Blue Jays 3 in a row. It's one of those baseball, as series and seasons go on, getting a blowout win here and there so you don't have to use your good bullpen. Like, we could be saying a very different thing if Jeff Hoffman comes in the game and pitch how he's pitched this year. We'd say, well, how about the Blue Jays getting a nice series win over these Guardians who win close games? Instead, Daniel Schneemann show.
The Daniel Schneemann show. Say it the right way.
Daniel Schneemann.
He's got a nice stroke, bro. You better fucking put some respect on his name.
He's putting respect on his own name. I'm not. People don't look at me for respect. Speaking of disrespect, your Twins, Trev. Walk me through it. They win 2 games against the Sox.
This is kind of like, did the Twins win those games, or did the Red Sox kind of like
skip?
The Red Sox? This is kind of what they've been doing all season long as well. Like opposite of the Guardians, they're like finding ways to lose games. I believe again, I read the standings, 18-18 right now. They should have a better record than that, but they're finding ways to lose games. The Twins found a way to lose the first one though. Eddie Julian made an error on a Devers ball. Actually, they called it a base hit, but like it was 1-1. It was a 1-1 game. Ends up that was a 2-run single that he probably should have fielded. Would have been 1-1. Maybe the Twins get a sweep if he fields that ball. I'm being hard on my guy Jules because I expect a lot out of him, and that one wasn't very good. I think the best part of this, well, shout out Bailey Ober for another quality start. Like this is what this guy does. It's all quality starts. He has one blow-up start at the beginning of the year, then he goes on a run. He did that again. But Cody Clemens, that was really cool, man. Twins, they brought in a ton of guys because their depth was being tested. Cody Clemens being one of them. Hits the 2-run homer in front of his dad to put him up 3-1. Very, very cool moment in Fenway. You can tell, Clemens was feeling a certain way. That was a bomb too, by the way. Roger and Cody celebrating at Fenway. Very awesome to see.
Happy for your Twins. That seeing Raj, nice Kentucky Derby hat too.
Do you think Cody was around for? He wasn't around for Roger at Fenway.
Ooh, I'd have to cross-check the years. I doubt it.
More like Yankees and Astros, Raj?
Maybe some Blue Jays. I don't know.
God.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Those are some images. The frosted tips, Clemens. That's cheat code.
The frosted tip. Where would the Twins be without Harrison Bader, people?
No one cares. Where would you, if you were managing the Red Sox, are you putting that first baseman mid in Rafi's locker or what?
I think you kind of have to. Who else is going to play there?
I don't know. And dude, sucks for Casas.
Yeah, that was it sounds like a
brutal,
very bad injury. Tore his patella tendon. That's your kneecap.
I don't like that.
And I will say this. I believe he was wearing molded spikes, man.
Oh.
And molded spikes are so nice because they're so light. And it just feel really good on your feet.
Right.
You're wearing metal spikes all the time. Sometimes you just need a break. Put these moldeds on. Let me tell you, man, those moldeds can be slippery as shit.
Wow.
Like I used to like to wear them, and then you just slip a few times on that base. I'm not sure if that's what happened here. It kind of looks like it's what happened. He like lunges for the base, steps kind of like on top of it. His knee kind of extends. I don't know, man. If I'm a ball player, like it's the molded spikes are out for me. They really are. I'm kind of blaming, I guess.
Yeah, you kind of are. Yeah, tough. A guy that's dealt with injuries early on in his career gets this one, which, I mean, in baseball terms is freaky.
I think you have to look at it like this from a Red Sox fan's perspective. And I don't want to be, I don't want to dismiss the injury. I don't want to make it like, I don't know. But I think this could be the start of like the youth movement.
Ooh,
I know they haven't called either of those guys up, Anthony or Meyer up, but maybe this is what causes that. And maybe they go on a run because of that. Breslow did say neither of those guys will play first base. So it does make sense that it would be Devers. You're not going to move Story over there. Like,
yeah, it's, I'm interested to see, man. And I with a little bit of salt, I will say it was funny seeing all the Red Sox fans on the internet yelling for Devers to go to first base when that used to be Yankee fan trash talk. It was like, oh, Devers was killing the Yankees, so Yankee fans would chime back with, the chunky third baseman to, oh, he can't play third, blah, 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 put him at first. And it's funny seeing Red Sox fans being like, Rafi, like, hey, man, the third base pride stuff, that's really cool, whatever. And that kind of went away. I don't know, Rafi, if you like being on the field, grab that first baseman and stay out there for...
no, I'm a DH, guys. You made that really clear.
Guys, I just don't think I can do it defensively.
I've really wrapped my head around this DH thing, and I'm feeling pretty comfortable here. Didn't really have a say in that, so...
We will see. Vive us. Trev, let's do some Mariners quick because they deserve some love, and I know they're getting more love in this episode, but I want to give my AL Best Western Road Warrior to Brian Woo! Brian Woo with an amazing start against the Texas Rangers. I mean, getting people fired type start from Brian Woo. 6.1, 1 hit, 0 earned runs. You like this, Trev. 0 walks, 8 Ks against the Texas Rangers. Over 75% of his strikeouts come on fastballs. Coming at you. God, people aren't slugging against him. No Logill, no George Kirby. Someone need to step up. And Brian Woo did.
He's a stud. I love the series for the Mariners. Bookend games, kind of just blowouts, 13-1. The first one, you mentioned Woo, his performance. Mariners get to lighter, which is he's been obviously very good for the Rangers. As game 2 was the cool game for me. First pitch homer by J.P. Crawford, our guy.
Yeah.
Tri-tip J.P. And then there was nothing for the Mariners offense until the 9th. Jorge Polanco, pinch hit, leadoff double. And then our guy Rowdy pinch hit.
Yeah.
To bring him home 2-1. They end up winning. And we're going to hear more about the back end of that bullpen a little bit later. But the Mariners are on a freaking heater. It's making me very happy. And I can only imagine what Mariners fans are feeling. Seeing their offense perform like this, it's like, where has this been for the last 3 years? Well, Edgar Martinez.
Yeah. Randy Arozarena, 28-game on-base streak. Texas, man, every quote that's coming out of there feels like sadder than the next, and every team goes through hard times. Their offense is feeling Mariners-ish.
Yeah, it's interesting. There's some good players there, and they are working hard. You know, they have a good culture there. I know the guys, are doing everything they can, but sometimes it just happens that way, Jake.
Tough sport. And the Astros also found that out this weekend. White Sox take 2 out of 3. Lou Bob's hitting a little bit. I can't believe you don't like the jerseys, Trev.
A couple things. Shout out White Sox, win the series. Great. Lance McCullers comes back, does pretty decent in his return. I have mixed feelings on Lance McCullers.
Oh.
I have mixed feelings.
Okay.
I have my reasons. Jerseys. They look okay. And I don't want to hate because I know a lot of work goes into these. They're just too ballsy for me. I said that before. They kind of look like the Yankees gave away the.
That's the whole thing.
I know it's too much. It's too much.
I didn't think that was going to be your answer. Yeah, the whole thing is they're the Bulls.
I know it's too much.
Okay.
Like
that's the whole thing.
Their franchise is down so bad they're going and drawing off of the 96 Bulls. Like that's what we're doing.
Well, so that's the hilarious part is that the Bulls as a basketball franchise have not been very impressive in recent years.
They're dialing back the clock.
Similar.
You know what would make this better?
What's that?
If they all wore number 23 when they wore those jerseys.
Ooh, okay.
I'd be into it then.
MJ night. Wow. Lakers do a Kobe night. I like them. I think it's fun. I'll be honest. Whenever I see like on Instagram and it's like, imagine if teams did this. I think all the sports should just like support each other. Like that's such good sports promotion.
Yeah, I get that.
Like
I just like the other ones better too. Like the South Side ones are great.
If the Rockies rolled up in Broncos unis, I'd be all about that.
You would.
Rockies winning some games.
Gross. Get to the National League, Pop.
Let's burn it. Know who's burning it? Your San Francisco Giants. And there's Willie Adames with a couple big boy swings to get on the board at home for the first time this year. Giants take 3 out of 4 from the Rockies. Rockies won that first game. They were starting to get hot. Things slowed down for them. San Francisco back to their winning ways. We'll see where they are in the standings. Phillies. They take 2 out of 3 from the Diamondbacks, and boy, did the Diamondbacks know how to put on a show, which is code for that bullpen is horrifying. And the Phillies have a little bit of the same that went into a crazy final game. D-backs end up getting it in the 10th, 11-9. But the Phillies, they won the first two behind a good Aaron Nola start. And Baby Jesus out there too. Max Kepler talk, you know that gets Trev going. Nationals, they take 2 out of 3 from my Red. Cincy, we want to believe in you. But you can't do it after you drop the final 2 games to the National. Luis Garcia getting his hands in against the cutter. I do like that. Med Rosario, little redemption game. Talk about turning on a homer. Hunter Green doing Hunter Green things. 12 strikeouts in that first game. Hey, good for you, Nats. Good for you. Speaking of, actually, I'm going to save them. Dodgers, they take 2 out of 3 from the Atlanta Braves. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, 6 shut piece. That's all he's been doing this year. Freddie, welcome home. He homers against his old mates. Austin Riley bails out the Braves. 2 homer, all of the Braves runs. Dodgers take 2 out of 3. Cubbies fans are starting to feel themselves, Trev. Calling Milwaukee Wrigley North? Whoa. But they can do that when they win 10-0 in the first game. PCA hitting homers to my doppelganger. We might talk about that. Speaking of doppelgangers, Caleb Durbin, my short fire hydrant king with the big hit to help them salvage the series. Shota banged up. Talk about that. Mets face the Cardinals, and the Cardinals take 2 out of 3. Hey now, baseball can happen to you. Doubleheader Sunday. Cardinals get 2 one-run wins.
Little Michael McGreevy.
With a nice start for them. Victor Scott with the big robbery. And then Willie and Brendan Donovan hitting in that other game. Mets, you'll be okay. Maybe. A's take 2 out of 3 from the Marlins. An electric series. I talked about historic grand slams. Kyle Stowers powers. And also, listen to the crowd in Miami. It was lit. They want good winning baseball. They don't get it this weekend as JP Sears and your guy Connor Hoagland with the big start. I'll let you talk about that more. And your NL Road Warriors, it's the San Diego Padres. They sweep the Pirates in Pittsburgh. And how is your bullpen, Trev? Because it's not better than the Padres. They are first in bullpen ERA. Suarez, 0.6 ERA. Jason Adam, 0.9 ERA. Estrada and Morejon helping them out. This Padres bullpen is real. They are on a 5-game win streak, and that is what happened in the National League.
I always had you as more of a Yohel Pozo guy myself, but
have you seen his body?
I've seen it. I'm looking at it.
He looks like he's smuggling stuff out of the cafeteria.
Shout out Pozo. You want the standings, Pop? Because I got him.
Yes.
The National League, we're going to start out east. Yes, the Mets did lose 2 out of 3, but are still atop that division, 22-13, 2.5 games above the Philadelphia Phillies. Max Kepler, hot. I'm trying to tell people that.
Yeah.
19-15 for them. The Nationals, 16-19. The Braves, 15-18. And those Marlins, we want winning baseball. I need to go to Miami. Wasn't F1 just there?
You love Miami, and you haven't been in a while.
Had some good times there. 13-20 for the Marlins. In the Central, you're right about those Cubbies. 21-14, 3 games above the Brewers. No, not the Brewers. 3 games above the Reds, who are 18-17, 1 game over 500. Milwaukee, 1 game under 500 at 17-18. St. Louis, 16-19. And then those Pirates, 12-23. Out west, it is a gauntlet. 23-11 for the Dodgers, atop the division, only a half game above the San Diego Padres, 22-11. The Giants, 22-13. Arizona, 2 games above 500 at 18-16. And then it's the Rockies at 6-28. If you just got those Broncos jerseys, maybe they would turn things around there. Or not. Kyle Farmer, though. Shout out my best friend, Kyle. Those are the standings, Pop.
Shout out your best friend, Kyle. And I guess we'll stay with Rockies for a little bit. Trev, I don't know how deep we need to dive on a lot of these NL series. I don't want to say chalk. The Giants, after they went through their first kind of real slide of the season, again, maybe this is a case of the Rockies being the best medicine, but Willie Adames 2-homer game in San Francisco, that That feels important. And dude, Robbie Ray, 7-inning shutout.
Robbie Ray, Logan Webb doing his thing. The left side of the infield just getting into it. Chappie with the big homer or grand slam, excuse me. That was a funny highlight to watch.
Okay.
Because I don't know who was pitching for the Rockies at the time, but instantly it's bases loaded. Obviously, grand slam. Chapman hits the ball like center field, and instantly the pitcher just starts jogging to back up home plate. And then he's like, "Oh shit, it's a homer." Like,
that's hitter bullying. I'm gonna be honest, Trev. That's hitter bullying you're doing. That pitcher's doing his job.
I guess.
But let me chime in. It cracks me up that that's part of the pitcher's job. You just give up. You just give up a double in the gap, and now you got to back up third. That's such crap.
And you got to cross pass with like a base runner. You're like,
yeah. That's such crap.
That makes me so happy.
You're bullying.
I am. Giants do what you're supposed to do. They took 3 of 4 from the Rocks.
Hey, and not going to be a ton of Rockies love this year. Kyle Freeland, the most career starts in Rockies franchise history. That's
I grew up a Rockies fan.
That's cool. He's from the area.
Yeah, he's got good quotes. I actually like whenever he speaks, I'm like, I like this guy.
Right. I know you like a lot of guys on the field in Philadelphia. Bryce Harper with his signature opposite field homer, and I think our guy Shelfie tweeted out, like, he's like, when that Harper swing comes out, that means he's about to hit 450 for the next 2 weeks. And Trev, the final game, I was laughing earlier on this season because I think the Diamondbacks and the Cubs had a crazy game. The Diamondbacks and the Reds maybe, or someone else had a crazy game. And then they end up in another one here. And I was laughing because I was like, man, if you want good baseball, in one episode you were just like, that means their bullpen's bad. If you're playing electric games, that means you're giving up runs late.
Yeah, and they are. I mean, the Phillies take the first 2 games. Kepler with a couple of big homers there. It's nice to see him kind of like settle in. There's a bunch of talks of platooning, and Kepler's like, nah, how about I just hit homers and then we don't have to platoon? Yeah. How about that? Then the last game, look, we knew, I mean, shout out the Snakes for end up winning this game, but Shelby Miller, who's kind of getting the first crack, I guess, at the closing job as Puck and Martinez are out. You know, he gives up his first 2 runs of the year.
Yeah.
Tough, Pop. Tough time to do it as you finally get the ball when you want to get the ball. I mean, the Phillies, Harper, I think, is maybe the biggest story here, and he really hasn't been going. So a lot of those guys on the Phillies offensive side, like, it's just been like pedestrian, and they can't be that way if they're trying to catch the Mets and they're trying to, be the team they want to be. Harper needs to like lead that charge. He needs to be an absolute force, which he hasn't been. I also want to shout out Nola, 2 great starts in a row after a really tough start to the season. That's got to be welcome for the Phillies. And then, you get Suarez back. He gets banged around a little bit, but it's just good to see him also back in the rotation.
When Ranger Suarez is on a baseball field, that's good for baseball.
Love watching him field. Best.
Yeah, and Trev, it is interesting. A lot of the Phillies are doing fine, but they kind of need to turn it up. And whether that's Bryce, whether that's Trey, whether that's JT, the only guy it's Schwartz leading baseball in home runs. He's
dude, his swing is so. I don't know what I was watching. It was like a intentional talk clip. I'm the new Kevin Millar. If you don't know that. And they were talking to Schwartz, and they were talking to him about like what's different from when you were a rookie, and they started showing rookie highlights of him. First of all, the swing looks exactly the same.
Really?
Except he was taking daddy hacks back in the day. Like that's good. It's in way more control than his Cubs homers, because those things he was just like, I don't know if I've ever seen a person swinging the bat as hard as he was swinging it early on in the Cubs days, dude.
Remember when he was leading off? How's history going to look at that? Like, should I just be over it? Like, the leadoff position has changed.
It's awesome.
Get on base.
It's awesome.
It is awesome.
Look at these swings. Oh, yeah. Bobby's trying to show us some of the Cubs swings, man. They're just so aggressive.
He wants to swing so bad, which I like. That's
And reminder, if you haven't watched these clips, He was in the choir in high school. Just go watch it. Might not even a choir. What's when you're in like a quartet or something like that? Like a barbershop quartet?
Okay.
I think it was more of that.
Okay. You get everything here, people. Including the Nats taking 2 out of 3 from the Reds. I kind of talked a lot about it on the way by. Anything you have, Trev?
Well, shoot. I want to talk about the Nats, but Hunter Green doing Hunter Green things is crazy. 12 Ks through 6. The 12th K was against Ruiz, and he threw his bat and it was just utter dominance on the baseball field. He's got, I think he's leading the National League in WHIP right now. The walk rate is down. The homers are the homers are the same, but the walk rate is down. He's having a phenomenal season.
Talk about the Nats.
Shout out the Nats. Yeah. Your guy, Ahmed Rosario, huge game.
Yeah.
In game 2 to do it. God, I just want to talk more about the Reds a little bit because they are in second place.
They are in second place
in the NL Central, and Santiago Espinal has been phenomenal for them as well. So they're getting a bunch of contributions. Obviously, James Wood, huge game. I talked about Ahmed Rosario. Nats are fun to watch. They can be fun to watch at times. Take the series from the Reds. Great series, Nats. Kind of all I got.
Yeah, man. We just want the Reds to be better.
I know. It's like I'm excited about the Reds.
Ellie's got a hit streak. Sorry, Nats fans. Sorry. Mackenzie Gore leading the majors in strikeouts. That's really good. That's really good. Padres sweep. Trev, there's a lot of baseball, man. I'm overwhelmed.
I don't think we need to go too far into any of these series right here. I mean, at least this one, Padres just get the job done. I mean, this is what you're supposed to do to the Pirates. Gavin Sheets continues and does his thing, but the Padres are just a much better baseball team than the Pirates. They're just better.
Pirates are the second worst team in the National League, third worst team in baseball. What are we doing, Pittsburgh? You have a dub every 5th day.
You do.
God.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess great job Bailey Falter in game 2 for the Pirates, but then Nando scores the winning run on a freaking
it's not a pass ball.
Wild pitch.
It's not a pass ball. Okay.
It's a wild pitch because it hits the dirt
We're yucking
first.
Today, Trev. We're rolling. We're knocking down the walls because we need to watch this Fernando clip. Because it is insane. If you read a box score and you see, because I don't know what it says the catcher could grab the ball from the other hitting box.
It's interesting because he's getting as big a lead as he can at third base. And as a third baseman, you got to be jockeying him back. Shout out Kentucky Derby. That was good for me right there.
Nice.
You got to do some things, whether you're faking a pickoff. I used to do fake signs. Evan Longoria taught me that. That was awesome when you got a rookie on third base and you just flash some shit and he'd be like, what the fuck? And you go to his third base coach. Love that. You got to do something.
Nice.
So he's getting off as much as he can. And then he's going to break as soon as that ball goes in the dirt. And then he's reading Bednar, who just gives a little slow reaction. There's no way he's beating him.
I don't think it is even a slow reaction. I'm not gonna pitcher dock him. He throws the pitch. He kind of does the pitcher land, and then he runs home. Fernando's just faster and better. That won them a game.
I also like that he went in feet first there.
Me too, Trev.
Trying to tell all our kids on my U team want to slide head first. I'm like, why? You have no reason to slide head first, and you don't even know how to do it. You're falling.
When you're a kid, it's so exciting to slide head first.
Dude, I don't want to get into that right now.
Let's not then.
Tough second game for the old SoCal Padres.
Trev, Dodgers, Braves. I'm talking some more Yamamoto later, so I'm going to save that. But I'll let you, Chef.
What do I have on this series? Kind of more of the same. Obviously, you're going to talk about Yamamoto. Hey, shout out Grant Holmes for kind of matching Yamamoto until he didn't. And then the second game, the big three really got it done. Mookie, Shohei, Freddie. And then you're right. Yeah, Austin Riley, Sunday Night Baseball.
Ooh.
all 4 runs driven in. Dodgers tried to make it a game or did make it a game. And then, Braves held on to that. I don't know. Dodgers good. Braves still we're chugging along. We're trying to find the footing. Doesn't help that, you're playing the Dodgers and they are a very good baseball team, but I feel like they're closer than farther away. If that makes sense. Like they're on their way.
Dodgers 7-game win streak gets snapped yesterday. So they are who we thought they were.
Is this just a freaking we need Acuna thing?
Oh, interesting.
Is that the spark that offense needs?
I mean, the guy won the MVP, so it's we're wondering if that's great analysis. It would be really nice.
Well, I mean,
yeah,
there's a lot of really good players on that team.
There are
a lot of good offensive players. I just think not only do you want what he brings on the field, but it's just it's just something new coming back. Like just a shakeup, if you will.
Yeah.
He does that, not just his ability. Like he's a polarizing player. I think sometimes that's good for a team, just a little shock.
Yeah, Atlanta, it's what we were saying about the Phillies before. Like, no one's going nuts. Like, you need that guy who's, got the one dot going on and can carry for a little bit. And, hey, maybe Austin Riley's about to do that because he kind of was that guy, and we haven't talked about that in a little bit. Ronald would be great, too. They're playing the Reds for 4. We'll be locked in on that. Trev, I think the last series to really sink our teeth in, Cubs-Brewers, I was on record saying hey, I need Milwaukee to get. Milwaukee's been so good in the Central, and it's so early in the season. I didn't want to get overwhelmed. Been saying that word a lot. Overwhelmed with how good the Cubbies have truly looked this year. The Cubs have looked amazing. Almost 5 stars, no comments. That was me leaving a fake review. I don't know what that was. They head to Milwaukee, and I was kind of wondering. I was like, is Milwaukee going to do one of this? We're going to look at the sheet on Monday. Milwaukee takes 2 out of 3. They win a couple 1-run games. The Cubbies punched them in the mouth, man, and it's their new party trick. Pete Crow Armstrong is everywhere. 3 homers in the first 2 games. Ben Brown with a big start. The Cubs look amazing.
They do. I want to give them the flowers they deserve. Obviously, a couple guys who are really doing it for them. I mean, Michael Busch coming over, he's been great. Pete Crow Armstrong, we know how. I mean, he got pissed that we didn't name him to the All JM team. I don't know if he's going to win the fan vote, and this might be one of those things where we kick ourselves because he might win every other month and not get the Silver Daisy. Follow along that show if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about. That's our All JM team. Here's the thing, though. The Cubs are obviously just a much better baseball team than the Brewers right now. They are.
Yes.
Yes. But are the Cubs going to be able to survive these injuries to the pitching staff? Obviously, we know about Justin Steele. Now, Shota goes down with a hammy. Are they built for that? That's my question.
Trev, there is going to be an arms race at this deadline. Man, hey, maybe this is going to be the silver lining for Pittsburgh. I don't know if it's Heendog. I don't know if it's Keller. Dude, the price tag for starting pitching is going to be nuts. Yankees are dying for any starting pitching right now. Cubs are going to be looking for it. I mean, every team always is, but teams with real World Series hopes are looking for guys that can throw any innings.
Because they've been relatively healthy. They've only had 6 guys start games for them. Steele's out. Now, Imanaga should be, it depends on the severity of it, but probably a month because you're going to take 2 weeks to let it heal. Then you got to throw. Let me read you the names in that rotation then. Tyone, Matthew Boyd, shout out. His season's incredible.
We just went follow for follow on Insta, by the way.
Did you?
Me and Matthew Boyd, yeah.
I think he followed me too. Did I follow him back? Not sure. I got to look at that. Tyone, Boyd, Ben Brown, who's got nasty stuff, but kind of inconsistent. Colin Rea, that doesn't sound like a World Series rotation to me. But I guess what do I know? I mean, I do assume that there's plans either to bring somebody up, not familiar with all of the prospects. I know they have one of the best systems in all of baseball. Is somebody on their way up, or do they have to go and make a splash soon?
Yeah, it's going to be one of the storylines. They look amazing. They look amazing.
You can't squander this season.
No.
Like, you have to just go make whatever, because number one, obviously Kyle Tucker is a rental. They got to figure something out.
Hey, and I want to do, if you're at this point of the episode, and you're enjoying this is a little old school talking baseball. We're probably going to go a little long today. Comment below, say you're about it. Because we're trying to play the YouTube algorithm game. We're open with the people, Trev. And YouTube wants it a little shorter. So if you like it, share and all the good stuff. Because, yeah, I mean, Trev, have you seen my doppelganger yet? I mean, insane.
Got a pretty good arm.
Pretty good arm. It turns out he is a college wrestler, and shock to no one. Got tagged a lot in that. And a compliment to myself for still looking young. That guy's in college.
You do look young. Like right now, you look like you could be in a frat, and you look exactly the same. And that was a great F-bomb by that kid. And dude, if you live in Wisconsin, wrestling is your thing.
Right.
I feel like that's perfect for him.
Yeah. If I was next to him at the game, it would have been like, oh, look at these twins. So I don't know. Maybe he can spark the Brewers season. Let me tell the people about Shady Rays as we move on to our second half of the show. Shady Rays, people, summer's coming. It kind of happened in the Northeast. It was like actually hot, like you were sweating. And that means the sun's out. That means bun's out. And that means Shady Rays, an independent sunglasses company offering a world-class product rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. They have so many different sunglasses. Whatever you're looking for, Shady Rays has them. And exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. Go to shadyrays.com and use code TALKIN for 35% off your next pair of polarized sunglasses. That's code TALKIN at shadyrays.com. Go get yours now. Is it time, Bob?
It's time for Standout Performances. This guy stood out for Trev.
Say what?
So was that you in the lab, Rob?
That's Rob's voice. All of those.
One of them is Jake. But yes, that
Oh
was me.
my.
That is pure radio.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
is
yeah,
pure radio.
Yeah, it's going
So
back
we
to
don't have
my
to say
roots.
that anymore? Because
Don't
that's
have to
kind of
say
was
it anymore.
always
You
like,
wanna listen to it again?
Double
no.
up.
I'm going to tell you about Jake Myers, who
Yeah.
saved the Astros season on Saturday with a 4-for-4 game. He had a double. He had a triple.
Mm.
Oh, yeah. 2 homers and 7 runs driven in. The only victory of that series for the Astros as they were visiting the White Sox. And I think if you get swept by the White Sox or the Rockies, or maybe even the Orioles, you're out. Your season's done.
Right.
So congratulations to Jake Myers. Honestly, what a game. He did it against like lefties, righties, sidearmers, everything. Went oppo, went pulled. It was just, he was absolutely locked in that game. And for a guy, I guess, like, doesn't get a ton of love, I wanted to give a little shout out to our guy, Jake Myers. Huge game.
Yeah, the broadcast was being honest, but it was kind of backhanded. I think it was his first hit with 2 strikes.
Yes.
I think it was his first home run. So it was, everything they were saying was like good, but it's because you've been bad. Wins them that game. It was a historic 9-hole, like 13 total bases. I think that was the second most ever out of a 9th-hole hitter. And we love a Jake here.
Yeah, we do.
Come on. Trev, I'm going to, and it was fun watching his confidence build, which with each swing, that was pretty fun. Trev, I'm going to go, I'm going to half double, because it's just a clip I need to see. Rob, if you have the Kyle Stowers homer with audio, because again, Miami, I don't know if they turned up the mics, but Also, sometimes when you have a half-empty stadium, you get a little more echo and the cheer like gets there. Because the people in Miami, God, it should be a baseball town. Trev, we need to get involved. That should be your Colorado. Here it is.
Stay red hot. Swinging a ball lifted in the air, deep left center field. Stowers, no way! A walk-off grand slam. This kid is unconscious. No way did he do that.
Okay,
Trev,
I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you.
Know how the Rockies are my retirement job? I think Miami. I think the Marlins. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe it's just like an off-season thing. You go there. You're there through April, and then you're out back to Cali. I don't know. I'll let you.
I'm going to
figure it out.
rehire Skip Schumacher, and I'm going to bring John Jay back. Number 1, number 2, bam. New City Connect debut for them as well, which is interesting. Yeah, Stowers great. He's actually been crushing the ball last 20 games. 366, 396, 62 for the one daughter. 21 runs driven in that span. Miller's command was all over the place that inning. He just jumps on the fastball because he couldn't throw his off-speed pitches for strikes. So he understood the assignment and got it done.
Kyle Stowers, 321, 387, 928 OPS. Where'd they get him from?
Where?
Baltimore.
Oh, that's right.
So that's dangerous times in Baltimore all around. Remember when the Cardinals, it felt like every outfielder doing good things in baseball got traded from the Cardinals? We're not there yet, Baltimore.
Like literally every single one. That was crazy.
It's nuts for a while.
Trevor Rogers.
Nice. Yeah. Everyone loves a Trevor. Trev, and I told you I'm doubling, and I guess I'll keep this tight even though I don't want to. It's Saturday night. I'm watching ball because I'm about it. I'm about that lifestyle. I see your guy, Jack Flaherty. I'm like, you know what? I like watching Jack snapping curveballs and, trying to strategically use his fastball to get to the slider. Like, I love watching Jack pitch. On the other side was Kyle Hendricks. 7.2 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 0 walks. Man, we talked about dogs earlier. Watching this old dog go at it. He's not going to sneak 90. No 95, no nothing. Trev, I was laughing. They were talking about his cut change, which is just code for a cutter that's not fast. Man, watching him make up pitches on the fly. Here's 70. Here's 81. And it was also kind of full circle. Teams need pitching. Kyle Hendricks is probably going to end up on a contender this year. I don't know what he's going to do, Coach. I'm not all the way in. But to have almost 8 shut piece in you for a night, teams can use that. We just talked about Chicago needing pitching. I don't know.
I don't know if he's high on anyone's board right now. We're still in the swing and miss era. But no, that's awesome to see. Little shades of like elder Jared Weaver. And if you remember, obviously he used to throw that pill pretty hard, mid to upper 90s. Then towards the end of his career was more of what we're seeing out of Hendricks topping out at 88. I'm glad you mentioned him.
Hey man, I'm just telling you, I'm watching Cookie Carrasco twirl it for the Yanks right now.
Yeah, I know. That's interesting for you guys.
The league is needing pitching. So if Kyle Hendricks can throw a couple more of these, 86 past your face. And this was against the mighty Tigers who he talked about. So
I can't believe you didn't mention Gunnar Hoglund debut.
I know.
Little Jeremy Hellickson in that windup. I don't know. 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 0 walks, 7 Ks.
I mean, Trev, maybe we hear about some more of these guys. And in Fuego.
Dirt nasties on Fuego. That means I'm on fire, baby. Like Waco.
There are some guys on here that need to be on here, starting with our guy Austin Riley, 5 for 12 in the series. We saw the 2 homers and the 4 runs driven in. He's actually done well with runners on base this
Okay.
year. He's hitting 386. That's the second best in the NL. They need him to go fast. Michael Garcia for the Royals. Speaking of a team that needs some offense and has been playing better baseball, he went 6 for 11 in the series, 2 homers. He's hitting the high fastball well, Jake. 440
Okay.
on elevated pitches this season. How about Lourdes Gurriel Jr., 5 for 11, a homer, 3 runs driven in. Trey Sweeney had some big knocks in that series, along with Kerry Carpenter. Combined, these two dudes went 14 for 30, a double, 3 homers, and 12 runs driven in between them. That's a nice little series. It was a 4-game set. For the week, is this your favorite player in baseball, Geraldo Perdomo?
One of the most likable. I don't think so.
Mine's still Ozzy Albies because I just watch him take care of his fish tank. It has nothing to do with what he does on the baseball field. Geraldo Perdomo, 10 for 21, 3 doubles, 8 runs driven in. He's driven in 14 runs late in the late innings this season. That's tied for the most in the major leagues. Love that from your shortstop. He's also hitting 417 with 2 outs this season. That's best in the National League. Brandon Nimmo had a big series. He had 11 runs driven in over the last week. That leads Major League Baseball. We talked about Willie Adames, 8 for 21 with 3 homers in this series. Ryan Jeffers went 8 for 20, 2 doubles, 2 home runs. He's slugging 682 with runners in scoring position. Second best in the AL. We need more out of that from the rest of the Twins. It's good to hit with runners in scoring position. Did you know that? Wilson Contreras goes 9 for 24 with 2 homers and 8 runs driven. I'm going to give you some pitchers because that's what I do too. I'm fair. We're talking about who's going to pitch in Chicago. How about Ben Brown? Because he went 6 innings pitched with no earned runs, only 4 hits allowed for the Cubs on Friday. We talked about Gunnar Hoglund. Nice debut from him. I love listening to Dallas Braden gush over him. Robbie Ray, 7 innings pitched, 8 Ks, only 2 hits, 0 earned runs. He's thrown 7 innings in back-to-back starts for the first time since 2022. How about that? Aaron Nola, we mentioned, 2 really, really nice starts after a tough start to the season. This one was 6 innings pitched, 8 Ks, no earned runs against those. Who were they playing against?
What was that?
Diamondbacks. That's who they were playing against. Okay. Sorry. And the last one I got, Reese Olson. A lot of Tigers on Fuego. 5 2/3 innings pitched, 8 Ks, only 3 hits, no earned runs. He's allowed an OPS, Jake, of just 344 on his breaking pitches this season. That's the best amongst qualified starting pitchers in all of baseball.
Trev, if people are watching on YouTube, I want them to rewatch that segment. You sent me to a dark place because I was just trying. Who is my favorite non-Yankee to watch? And man, I don't know. I feel like I thought
you were frozen, so you were just thinking.
Oh, dude, I was in a daze. I was going through every player on Baseball Reference, and I was like, wow, I really like watching Nolan Arenado play defense. I was like, ooh, Manny Machado when his swing is nice. Pete Crow Armstrong cutting balls off in the gap. I don't know. I guess everyone comment below who's your favorite player to watch not on your team. Because I think I'm gonna have to craft up a list this week. Dude, Pete Crow Armstrong was just, some of the stuff he does defensively is so dumb that it doesn't look like anything, and it's something. Do you think we're going to look stupid for our all JM pick? I was on Pete, so you can feel
your show too. Don't blame me.
Right, I will blame you. I will blame you. Okay. I got my receipts out. Trev, we then put him down to pick him up. Batters who are struggling these past 2 weeks. Our guy Brenton Doyle. It's been a tough go for him recently. 5 for 44. The lowest on base percentage against right-handed pitching this season. 2.12. Let's snap out of it, Bren. Let's have a summer. Matt McClain, my king. 6 for 48, batting just .071 on pitches over 95 miles per hour. That's a tough scouting report. Keston Herstad. Heston, you're starting junk on the field. You got to be doing better than 5 for 37. Slugging 114 on the road this year. Lowest in Major League Baseball. Trevor Story. Our guy. batting .026 on pitches out of the zone. God, that's tough. Were you a good bad ball hitter, Trev?
No.
No, it's got to be
No.
there for you.
Yeah, put it over the plate. I'm gonna mash you.
Who's
Mickey
the-
Chase?
Who's the best
got me.
bad ball hitter you played with? Rosario?
Yeah, he's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
swung
doesn't,
at everything.
He doesn't care. He's just
No.
going to hit it. Let's go, Trevor. And then our guy in Tampa, Cameron Meisner, Tampa player generator, was balling out. 7 for 42, 095 with runners on base over the past 2 weeks. So, hey, it's just to remind these guys, the 2 weeks are done. This can be your marking point. Let's put it in our rear view. Let's get hot. Also, Coach, the injuries, some big names. You mentioned Shota at the end there, and the Casas year-ender, pretty brutal. Tommy Edman goes on the IL for the Dodgers. Watch out for what that means for them. Walker Buehler for the Boston Red Sox, right shoulder. They're hoping it's going to be a minimum. Austin Hayes, man, keeps getting banged up for Cincinnati, and he's been contributing when he's out there. IKF for the Pirates, right hamstring, 3 to 4 weeks. Ramon Urias for Baltimore, he'd been playing pretty solid. He's got a hammy. Otto Lopez for our Marlins as we're trying to turn that franchise around. Let's start picking things up. Brandon Lockridge is back for San Diego, playing wherever they need him. Ketel Marte for the Snakes. Let's get hot. Tyler Stevenson in Cincinnati, him and Connor Wong, and Nick Fortes. Catchers are back. Corey Seager is back for the Texas Rangers. That could help. You mentioned Ranger Suarez and Lance McCullers, a couple of your dudes. Bo Brisky and Matt Brash twirling the pill. And Brandon Marsh, part of the potential platoons coming in Philadelphia. Those guys are back. We are back. Let's start everyone's week. And it's brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook. Baseball is a marathon, not a sprint. And right now, if you're a new customer and you bet $5, you'll get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you use code JMBaseball. They have everything you can bet on. Always bet responsibly. I have been betting pitch speeds recently and doing pretty well. So, hey, try it out. Try out everything at the DraftKings Sportsbook. Code JMBaseball, $5 on any wager. Get $200 in bonus bets instantly. JMBaseball only at DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Send it, Trev.
Well, I'm going to give the Cinco de Mayo award. Look, I understand everyone needs to know this is not Mexican Independence Day. That's September 16th.
Right.
This is more of a celebration of a particular battle, the Battle of Puebla, where they beat my French in 1862. And so it is more of an American holiday, I guess, but it's turned into more of like a celebration of Mexican culture.
Okay.
And especially in Los Angeles, where we have a huge Mexican-American population. I wanted to give a shout out to those people, Mexicans, Mexican-Americans, who I've just grown up around, and a couple different things. General observations from being here. There's no one that cares about family more than Mexican families, which I think is like awesome, and I love, and I wish like it was more part of like what we did of my family. They're always getting together. No one's gonna work harder than Mexican Americans. We've seen that time and time again. And these dudes play baseball. We see it all the time here. When you're growing up, especially playing youth baseball, there are teams, you could say, like, for instance, like we play against a team in Camarillo who is mostly Mexican American, and these dudes are freaking ballers. I'm talking 9U baseball right now.
Nice.
But I just love it because I played with a bunch of these guys, and their love for baseball is such a huge part of their culture as well. And you just really see it all around here. So I wanted to give just a shout out to the culture, man. The culture is really, really cool. And I guess, Mexican Americans are kind of everywhere in the country, but I just around them so much more here that I have so much respect for them. I wanted to give a shout out to one of the Mexican baseball players that's in America right now, who's absolutely balling out. There's a bunch of them. Isaac Paredes, Alejandro Kirk, even Randy Rosarena. It's like technically sort of.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah.
A citizen.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Andres Munoz of the Seattle Mariners, who has been perfect this year. Hasn't allowed a run yet, Jake. Not just like an earned run, hasn't allowed a run yet. 16 innings pitched, only 5 hits on the season, 20 strikeouts. So he's pitched in 16 games, 1 inning at a piece. There's only been a 1 inning where he didn't strike somebody out. Every other time he's pitched, he struck somebody out. Again, to a 0 ERA, 12 saves. And we talk about the Mariners. Oh my gosh, the offense is there. You know, what are they doing? You know, it's so awesome to see that. Where would they be without a guy like this closing games out? We see other teams that don't have. Shout out the Diamondbacks who lost their closer. What does that mean for you? They know Andres Munoz to be able to close out these games has been such a huge part of why the Mariners are where they're at. So I don't know. It just felt right to shout out the Mexican heritage in baseball and then highlight one of their players, man, because this guy's been an absolute stud. And I think we're giving a little bit too much credit to the Mariners offense when we can also be spreading that love around to their closer at the back end of the games because he's been phenomenal. A 1.88 whip or FIP, on the year as well. He's been doing it.
He's awesome. Man, something about the way he throws the ball, the kind of falling off the mound that it looks like it's a little bit out of control. That I think there's some sneaky mental warfare there for a hitter. You see a guy throwing like that, there's just something uncomfortable about it. Like when a guy lands like Mussina or Maddox, it's kind of like, okay. But when a guy's throwing the ball like that and it's 100 and then he gets obsessed with his slider sometimes, nobody's hitting him.
No, the sleeves are always a good look too.
Okay.
Keep that arm warm.
He's, hey, shout out. And yeah, I opened up the show and you were like, what was that? I was more so referencing, May the 4th becoming a national Star Wars holiday is pretty ridiculous. And I'm not trying to be a hater. It's just like, wow, like look at our society. And then how a lot of Americans treat Cinco de Mayo was what I was referencing. Although on a Monday this year, that's kind of tough, but I'm sure the college kids and the youth will still find a way. Great standout, Trev. Great standout. I guess it's a pitching day, which that always feels awkward for us. I'm doing the break glass in case of emergency award. There is a few different ways I want to go about this. I was looking for any excuse to talk about Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who you mentioned regrets we might have for all JM. He had the best ERA, but he was a start short of some of the other guys, so he kind of got outvoted early on this year. The ERA sits at 0.90 in his 7 starts this year, 40 innings, 49 strikeouts. I did this a lot, but I'll bring it up again, and it's just weird how baseball works. If you remember his first start for the Dodgers last year, he got knocked around. It was the game overseas. If you take out that one game last year, Yoshinobu Yamamoto was 17 starts to a 2.53. This year, he's doing better. This guy got paid the most a pitcher's ever gotten paid. And Trev, I don't know. I do think there's something here that he gets overshadowed by Ohtani a little bit. Because, okay, in a world where Ohtani doesn't exist, I think this guy's a superstar. And why did I call it the break glass in case of emergency? Because I honestly wanted to do this just to hype him. Listed 5'10", 176. Like there was questions if this whole thing was going to work. It's working. And I brought up his baseball savant, and I was like, okay, I know the split's got to have good numbers. 0.98 against the splitter, so that's pretty damn good. Fastball is 163 batting average again. So, yeah, I mean, that's working. What blew my mind, he's only thrown, and this gets a little tricky with cutters and sliders. It says he's only thrown 18 sliders this year. 86 miles per hour, so the speed's different than his cutter, which sits at 90. He's thrown 18 sliders this year, which, okay, so that's 2 a game, like 3 a game. Nobody's hit it yet. So when he needs it, hey, I just happen to have this 5th pitch that you haven't seen yet, and nobody in baseball has hit it yet. So whenever he's got an emergency, here's the slider, you're not touching it. He needs to be discussed more.
I agree. He's been phenomenal, and I believe none of us picked him for the Cy Young draft this year, even though he'd never received Cy Young votes. That was just a massive mistake on our part. A couple things. He doesn't walk anybody, which I think is awesome. So you're not putting extra runners on base. And then the mechanics, which Robbie kind of highlighted there with that last clip of him throwing all 3 pitches. The mechanics are incredibly sound, and everything comes and looks exactly the same out of his hand. And that's when you're just when they're focusing, they're trying to limit. Okay, 2 pitches. I got to really look for the split, but the fastball's still good. And then they throw the slider, which you're just not really expecting. I mean, it just puts you in a whirlwind as a hitter. But I think it's the arm action and the repeatable mechanics that get guys. I mean, look at those pitches.
Yeah, I don't know.
What are you going to do with that? It's all coming out the exact same. Ugh.
I'm not doing anything with that.
He looks great. And as far as getting overshadowed by Ohtani, he's a big deal in LA for sure. And obviously in Japan as well. I think that, yeah, maybe we need to be paying more attention to him. I think you're right. As far as on a national level and like baseball zeitgeist, like Yamamoto needs to be like on the tip of everyone's tongue when they're talking about best pitchers in the league. And I guess he isn't right now.
And this was his first start on 5 days rest this year. Because that's something the Dodgers were watching out for. And yeah, I don't know. He got sandwiched a little with Shohei, and then they signed Sasaki, so there was excitement over that. And yeah, I don't know. He was really, really good last year, and now he's probably been the best pitcher in the National League this year. That he kind of might be must watch. I might add him. Maybe he's my favorite player. God damn it.
Okay.
God damn it. Hey. Coach Trevor Plouffe, Rob Sirocco. Thank you to everyone who tuned in today. You guys are the absolute best. We will be back Wednesday for the midweek series recap. All of it. Baseball.
It sucks.
Oh, a little bit. Wade Miley.
Homer. Every pitch. Doesn't matter.
Did you get Wade?
I'm really hungry right now.
I'm really hungry.
You look more thirsty than anything.